Hey everybody, welcome to the B.A.D podcast, a broadcast after dark where we are talking about things too risky to go on the evening news and morning news, because I'm a morning news anchor. But today we're going to talk about something special. We're going to shine a light on the overnight crew, people who work the overnight shift. And I do have a very special guest with me. You're very familiar with this guy, the man, the myth, the legend. I don't even know why I'm introducing him like this. I don't even know, but Micah Wilson, everybody. Everybody put your hands together for Micah. Micah Wilson. Micah. Oh.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you. Calm down.
Oh,
Glad to be here.
Micah, thank you so much for being here and joining me on the B.A.D podcast, where we're going to get in all your business. You know what I'm saying?
Please. I would like to see it.
So this episode, it's a very special episode because
I'm here.
I can't even get through my speech. Okay, my monologue. Like Jimmy Kimmel does a monologue, right? This is the monologue. Okay. So this is a very special episode. There are a lot of people who help keep the world going while millions of Americans are asleep. Micah, you are a morning anchor alongside myself. We've been doing the morning news together for 2.5 years.
Yes, sir.
Yep, 2.5, almost 3. So, Michael, working the overnight shift, it's not for the weak. Let me just say that it's not for the weak. So talk to the people, Micah, and kind of tell us, how do you get through it? What is your schedule like?
Honestly, since I've been doing this longer, I have kind of lost my schedule. I used to go to bed at 6:30. Now it's gotten a lot worse. Like yesterday, I went to bed at 8:30. And when I do the 11 a.m. show, I don't take a nap because I don't want to go to bed past 1, or I'll say up too late because I won't be able to go to sleep. So honestly, my schedule is all over the place, but now I've settled on waking up at 2:15 now. I used to wake up at like 1:40, 1:50.
Mm-hmm. So in a perfect world, what time are you supposed to be in the bed?
Ideally, I think people say like 5 o'clock. Is what time, but is that ever going to happen? No, because this shift, it makes it so hard because your body, I'm a night owl. Mm-hmm. So this shift is not designed for me. And then you also want to just be up, know what's going on. You still want to be social and still have, a regular life. And so that's what kind of keeps you up, is those two things. I'm a night owl and I just want to have a regular life
You
too.
kind of feel like you missing out on life sometimes.
Oh, yes.
Like going to sleep. I get that too. Like the sun is out. I hear kids in my neighborhood playing around and I got to go to bed. Huh? Uh-huh. Like, no, I'm with you. Okay, so you're supposed to be, in a perfect world, 5 p.m. is when you're supposed to go to bed. And then you get up around 2:15. What time are you supposed to be at Channel 6?
Allegedly 3:30, but at that point, that's not happening. You want me to snitch on myself?
Hey, this is the B.A.D podcast.
I get here be honest. Be bad. Okay, so I get here at honestly like 4 o'clock, about 4:05 to the city. But I get here at that time, and the reason being because. Watch it. We got audience members. You are not allowed to speak on the B.A.D podcast. So, and the reason being, though, for real, is because we do so much work off when we're not here. We have a 3 a.m. meeting. So the fact that I'm working before that 3:30 shift and then have to send in my stories to the producer. So during that meeting, I would say like, hey, I found these new stories. I have to send that in to the producers. So that's partially why I come late. And just because, too, I don't want to get out that bed. And that's the main reasons.
No, absolutely. I'm like you, Micah. I started to sleep in a little bit later. So in a perfect world, I'm supposed to go to bed around 6:30. I was getting up at 1 o'clock, but I start sleeping until 1:45, 2 o'clock, and getting out of the door later. I will say just having that extra 45 minutes to an hour helped.
Yeah.
And on the on the back end, I will come to work a little bit later as well, simply because, we do an 11 o'clock news now. And like you said, we spend a lot of times, on our laptops, working throughout the day.
Yeah.
You may see news stories. Now I have this bad podcast and, working on that. So I will say that just that extra hour, it has, helped.
Yeah.
Helped me out a lot where I can feel better to be able to come and deliver the news in the morning. But I wanted to talk a little bit about your personal life, Micah, because I know people probably ask you so many questions. Like, how often are you asked, what time do you go to bed? Oh my gosh, how does your body handle that shift?
So I told Jasmin before, I said I really don't like telling people what I do because I'm tired of answering the questions. I don't want any conversations to be centered around work. Like, I do it professionally, and at some point I'm like, I'm sick of talking about it. It should not be my life. What I do is not who I am. And so I don't even tell people really what I do. I don't like telling people what I do. Like, if they ask, I'm like, okay. And they always ask follow-up questions. They're like, where do you work? Oh, Channel 6. Or they're like, what do you do for a living? Oh, I work in news. Oh, what do you do? Oh, you work at the newspaper, you work at a TV station. A TV station. Oh, what do you do at the TV station? I'm an anchor. Oh, okay, what time? A morning anchor. Like, you have to pull it out of me because I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm tired of talking about this. So yeah, it's crazy when I do tell people. They always like, oh my gosh, I'm surprised you're awake right now. Oh my gosh, you need to go to sleep. I'm like, yeah, I'm here to have fun. But also, people on the flip side, sometimes they forget what I do. And they forget that I need to be asleep. Like, for example, someone invited me to something tonight at 6:30. I was like, oh no, I'm sorry. I'm doing the 11 a.m. Like, I would probably do it next week. It was something going on, but this one I'm not going to do it. And it does impact you personally. I said this to you even before. It's getting to the point where people are stopping to invite me to places because they already know I'm going to say no, or I'm sleepy, or I'm tired, because I think that's a thing. Sometimes I'll say yes because I'm like, okay, let me do it just to do it. But then my body is saying no. And so then the whole time I'll be like, that's it. I'll even go on mute on sometimes. Sometimes I'll fall asleep in places I'm not supposed to fall asleep in. like have you ever
church?
Now I'm talking about going out and they trying to be on the move. I'm like, y'all, let me just lay down for a little bit. When you be slunched in the seat, like, Michael, what you doing?
Yeah,
I'm chilling with my eyes closed, and I couldn't care any less.
So there's people like, in our lives, in our family, that are close to us. Mm-hmm. They know or should know your schedule by heart.
They'd be the most disrespectful.
Get annoying having to repeat to, family, loved ones, friends, I gotta go to sleep. Yes. I can't. Like, do you ever get annoyed with that?
I do get annoyed, especially with with people I'm not as close with. Like, okay, you don't get it. But the people who I am, I'm just like, how many times? I'm tired of saying that I'm tired to people, and I'm tired of saying the same thing of like, I cannot do this. Because I don't know. You just get tired of saying the same thing, and I'm like, I'm tired of having to tell you this.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, get it through your head. Like, my phone automatically goes on Do Not Disturb at 5:45. But despite that, oh my gosh, I'll still get calls and messages. Why are you asleep? Well, I know you're not asleep right now. Okay, but you don't understand. It takes a process to go to sleep. You just don't get in bed at 6, 7 and just fall asleep.
Be like, no, that don't work.
It takes a process. You have to get your mind ready, especially if you're going to sleep that early, so people don't realize, I called at 5:30 right before. And that's the thing. People get really disrespectful. They know my schedule. So they will call, like, before we had this 11 a.m. show, they would call all the time at like 10:30, 11. I would even be on the phone with you, and then I'm like, hold up, somebody calling me, because they know when I'm off, and they take advantage of that. And so it's just like, no, you can't be doing that all the time.
I have to say, Micah, I'm guilty, because sometimes I'll text you and I'll see it'll say, like, do not disturb. I'm like, I'm sending it anyway. Press button. Wake them up. No, I'm joking.
But as long as it's not, a phone call, because text, I can decide, if I'm going to see it, or if I even see it at all. But a phone call, I'd be like, okay, now you just shiesty at this point.
So, Micah, let me ask you this. Any advice, you would give anyone, any job, really? Because, we're not the only people who do the overnight shift. There's night nurses. There's city workers who also work the overnight shift. Any advice you would give anyone who is maybe looking to work the overnight shift in the future, maybe in TV news, maybe just period? What are some of the things you would say to them, or tips you would give to them?
Don't take a job with the overnight shift unless you are ready to change your life and your lifestyle. I didn't realize how, I don't want to say life changing, but how much your life kind of revolves around that. Again, I told you, even when I was about to go out of town, my dad was like, "Oh, Micah, maybe you just need to take the time to rest." I was going to St. Louis. I'm like, the heck I will. I'm not finna do that because this job has me tired. Like,
Yeah.
I'm still need to live my life. I would say also ask for like pay, because that is a hazard pay. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, you should get hazard pay because this job impacts your body and your health, and it's going to impact us so much more in the long run that we're not even seeing the effects of it. I mean, we talked about studies. It's going to do some damage, but I would say live life. I mean, just pray about it and live life. At this point, I tell people I just been vibing. Like, if I go to sleep at 8:30, if I go to bed at 7, oh well, I'll deal with it later. At this point,
Yeah.
I can't do any much.
It is what it is.
Much more.
I would say, in full transparency, like, yes, this does have an effect on your body. Like, I feel like working Texas Today shift, like, I feel like I've been the heaviest I've ever been in my life.
Oh yes.
Simply because a lot of times I'm eating not because I'm hungry, but because I'm trying to stay awake. Like, I want that soda. You guys always make fun of me for liking Mountain Dews, but it's just I need that kick. Like, I need something to punch my throat or something. Like, I know you like water,
Whoa.
Michael, but I need something strong.
Punch my throat. Ah. What?
Right. So it's like, that's the thing. And sometimes people, they see the sun up, right? My mom was guilty. My mom came to visit me in Texas, and she watched me get up in the middle of the night, go to work. She's watching the morning news, in real time on my couch. I get home. Now I'm tired because, I've been there since 3:30. I get home, and it's now maybe about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. My mom is sitting on my couch fully dressed. I'm ready to go now. She wanted to go to Austin.
Oh no! Yes.
I'm like, Mom, I need like a nap. Like, she's thinking the sun's up, it's daylight, you're ready to go. No, I sleep during the day.
Yes.
But I was like, okay, Jasmine, make the sacrifice because she's in town. She wants to see things. Who wants to stay in the house all day? I made the sacrifice. I skipped my nap. We drove down to Austin.
And it is a lot. I had a similar experience. This is a very specific story. No bad thing about my mom or my sister. My younger sister, my mom, they came. It was around Christmas time. I don't know if you remember, Jasmine. That was around the time of the Killeen Mall where that man drove through.
Yes.
So Jasmine was off, and so it was just going to be me anchoring that show. So I decided my dad was going to drop them off because he was going to come later. So we met in Fort Worth so I can pick up my sister because my dad still had work. I picked up my younger sister and my mom in Fort Worth. Mind you, that happened on Saturday. On Sunday, I did that. I had an interview scheduled with a lady, your hair lady. Oh, gosh. So we kept pushing back the time because then, Fort Worth traffic was already bad. So I was going to get there later and later. Long story short, I had to try to schedule that lady to be interviewed. And in the morning during the show, I had another lady who backed out. And I was not going to get to the Killeen Mall for the interview until like 8:30
p.m.
Mind you,
My goodness.
if I'm doing an interview, that's not going to take just 1 minute.
Yeah.
I got to, set up the camera and do all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then my family, they were hungry because they came from Oklahoma City. That's 5 hours of them not eating. And at this point, it's night. So then finally, I canceled the interview, went to get some In-N-Out because they don't have that in Oklahoma City. And then went home. And so then my mom was over here like, oh my gosh, let me, moms, they just want to clean and be a mom. But I'm like, girl, I don't care. I need to go to bed.
Right.
Nothing bad against my mom, but like I need to go to bed. I'm
They
solo
don't get it.
anchoring. This is a huge show. I want to be hands
breaking
on.
news day.
Yeah, and I want to make it the best it can and inform the audience the best we could. I need to be on my A game because it's just me. Like no one's there
Absolutely.
to help me out. And so didn't understand it.
Ooh, My goodness. Okay, Micah, so I got some, I kind of did some digging, went into my investigative
Okay,
reporter,
journalist.
yeah, journalist skills. And I found some things, some ways that you can manage your relationships and social life as a night shift worker, overnight worker, whatever you want to call it. So here are some challenges that people face. And, as I call these out, you may experience some of these. Missing evening gatherings and weekend
Ding.
events. That's a challenge. Limited overlap with friends and free time.
Ding.
That's
Oh
another
my
challenge.
Oh, real quick. Friend, they work the night shift, so 1:30 to 10:30. And so we are always missing each other.
Yeah.
All the time, and it's so bad because they'll text me at like 11:30 and then I'll respond back at like 4:30 and it's so bad.
No, I got a friend like that. Same way. All right, another challenge. Difficulty participating in regular family routines. Ding. Managing relationships when you are most alert. Your hours or sleeping time, I guess, just missing, when you're in a relationship with somebody, just missing each other based on those hours and sleeping time.
I guess. Yeah.
Whew, here's another challenge. Explaining your schedule constraints repeatedly to others.
It gets so annoying, and you feel like at some point, I don't want to say I feel like I'm complaining. I feel like I'm just feel like I'm saying, oh, woe is me. I hate to do, but it's not that way. It's just like legit. Like I have to go to sleep at some point.
Absolutely.
Get it through your head.
Keep repeating it. All right, so here are some ways to overcome them. So explain your schedule to your close friends, which we do.
They're just disrespectful.
Suggest alternative meeting times that work for you. I have.
Okay, let's go at 2 p.m.
Okay. Plan ahead for important social events. Sometimes I do that.
Yeah.
That kind of works sometimes. Be honest about your sleep needs. I have to put my foot down.
I
with my
need to be
friends.
honest with myself with my sleep needs because I just be like, oh, Micah, this is going to take 20 minutes and then it'd be a whole hour. I'm like, oh my gosh, you need to go to bed.
Go to bed. Exactly. And then the last one is let friends know your best contact hours. I would say family too, because family could be disrespectful as well, and calling all through the night.
They're not going to listen either way.
They're not going to listen either way. Exactly. So those are just some of the things that I found. And, hopefully there's someone out there that this can help. And I know these overnight workers are probably in the same situation.
I'm getting called right now. They're just disrespectful. I mean, 2 Fridays ago, I told Jasmin, my dad called me during the show, during 11 a.m. Like, sir, you know what I'm doing. You know what my job is.
Absolutely.
He said, Micah, I forgot.
Absolutely. Okay, so now Micah. So this is the fun part. We're gonna get into our last segment. So this is called bad advice. Woo! What's your clapping thing? Woo!
The audience only did it for me. I'm sorry.
This is the bad advice segment. This is when we give advice to people in our Central Texas community.
Okay.
And so I wanted to read a question here. Okay, so here is the bad advice question that we got from one of our viewers here in Central Texas. Micah, are you ready?
Aye, aye, Captain.
All right. So do you think relationships can be repaired? If so, under what circumstances? So do you think relationships can be repaired when it comes to infidelity?
I say depending on the situation, but there's a quote that I do kind of live by. When people show you who they are, believe them. Mm-hmm. If they do it once, they'll do it twice.
Yes,
so,
yes,
but
yes.
the thing is, so this is my thing just for any relationship, like, an actual relationship, like boyfriend, girlfriend, or even just a friendship relationship, is I will try like 3 times. And if 3 strikes, you're out. Like if you don't get on that other end, then no. But it depends on certain things. For example, I realized I could have double backed with someone. I think my only problem. Okay, let me think. I'm trying to share this without giving away my business. Okay, so
just don't say her name. Just tell us everything. Just don't say her name.
No. Okay, so this girl, I feel like her, really, really cool. The thing is, she had like an attitude. I don't want to say an attitude, but she had like this mentality of kind of the world was against her and didn't realize that there were people actually in her corner. And so sometimes she would turn on me. I'm like, I'm fighting for you. You know, like, why are you doing? And so then like I kind of dropped it because I'm like, I think this is a character thing that I just cannot get past. But now I'm thinking like later on, I was thinking like, dang, could I have gotten past? Could I have, could we get worked on that and make that work?
Would you say she was a negative Nancy? Just was there always some drama or always something?
Yeah, I think the thing was it was never her, and I'm like, you had to realize this is you. And I'm sending you that, and I'm telling you this because I really like and care for you, and I want you to be better.
Yeah.
And I want you to. And the thing is, I tell people, don't ask me for advice. Like, let me know if you just want to vent, or let me know if you want a solution, because I'm gonna tell you. I'm not gonna just let you sit there and just. I'm like, well, to be honest with you, they wrong for this, but you need to look at this too. And I'm that type of person, so I know a lot of friends, they kind of get irritated with me. But I'm gonna tell you, you need somebody to be real with you and to be honest with you.
That's not your real friend. If I can't be honest with you, we're not real friends. If I'm gonna let you look crazy and silly, I'm not your friend. I believe this. I think that if you want to repair your relationship, whether it's a friendship, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, and wife thing, you have to be willing to forgive that person. If you cannot move on or past it, you don't need to be with them. They can't wrong you 2 years ago and you still bringing it up.
That is a problem. Oh my gosh.
You have to let go and let God. In this case,
you know when somebody felt it when they still bring it up, and that's why. And remember when you just like, this was 8 years ago. You said you forgave, you forgot, and then but you still be holding on to that, and then it comes out eventually later on with the right situation. And some people say the most disrespectful things because they've been holding on to something. They've been waiting for the right moment to say it or mention it. And then they do, and it happens at your worst when you're,
when you're in an argument and you arguing and you hollering about something from 2 years ago. Remember 2 years ago when you looked at that woman?
When you blinked at her.
You blinked at her. I never forgive you for that, Charles. I was like, you don't need to be with Charles. Because you holding on to
you arguing with me because I left the bread out, and now you talking about this 2 years ago when I blinked at a woman. What?
Exactly. So if you are in a relationship with somebody and you want to know if it's going to be repaired, just be willing to let go and start over fresh. Because like Micah said,
address
be
the
mindful.
root.
Yeah, address the root and be mindful. If they did it once, they'll do it again.
Because I think of, what's the name of Shanti and Nelly, surprisingly he's working for them.
Yeah.
But address the root of the problem, because you cannot move forward unless you get to because I know sometimes it's just like, it fizzles out, it fades away for that moment, the problem.
Yeah.
But then it can reoccur because it's deep rooted. So you have to go deep in the thing, and it's going to be a horrible, uncomfortable, not even uncomfortable. You're going to be pissed. You're going to be upset. But once you move past that, it could end with it just ended right there, or you could move past it and really grow.
Absolutely.
It's a Russian roulette.
Russian roulette. All right, well, Micah, I want to thank you for coming on to the B.A.D podcast. I spend so much time with you. It's crazy that Micah on this show, I spend more time with Micah probably than I do with anybody else. And look at him, just sick and tired of him. But thank you so much for coming on the show, Micah, and sharing your experience and being so open. Not like you aren't open anyway. You're real transparent with things and honest, and you give us your authentic self on TV. So thank you so much for coming on. All right, everybody, let's give Micah a round of applause.
Hold up, wait. I don't forgot which phone my studio audience is on.
Yeah, you're running out of time, Micah. You're running out of time.
Oh, hold up. It didn't start over.
You're running out of time. Yeah.
Thank you. I really do. Okay, you can calm down. Calm down. Stop it.
He's so silly. All right, y'all. Well, that's all the time we have on the B.A.D podcast. Be sure to tune in next time.